year is 1858. In a small village in the sands of Cyrenaica, he was born into poverty. Orphaned at a young age, he was sent off to a remote border village to study. There he memorized the Quran, studied law, language, and war, and became a religious teacher. He became a man of peace, a mind of a strategist. Yet when the time came, he would fight. He feared no man, only God. The Senussi order sent him to neighboring Chad to defend against the French invasion. His guerrilla tactics against the more powerful French troops, his deep knowledge of the desert, wreaked havoc. In 1902, he was recalled back north and given control of an important outpost in the north. 1911, Mussolini came for Libya. He demanded surrender, but they refused. So the Italians unleashed their fury. Warships rained down destruction on Tripoli and Benghazi. Thousands fled into the desert, and in the chaos, the people looked for a leader. A teacher was forced to become a general. He knew the sands, the cliffs, and the hidden valleys better than any invader ever could. He trained small groups, fast, fearless, unseen, ready to fight till the end. Often they found the fighters with one leg tied deliberately, so retreat wasn't an option. He struck like lightning and vanished into the countryside. The Italian army had never faced anything like this. For 20 years, his guerrilla warfare made them bleed. Under his command, tribes united. Supply lines were cut, convoys ambushed, outposts burned. Each time the Italians thought they had him surrounded, he vanished like a ghost. They sent planes, spies, whole divisions, but he still eluded them. When asked how he endured it all, he replied simply, "We do not fight to win. We fight because it is our duty." In Rome, Mussolini raged. He called Libya Italy's new empire, but the empire was hemorrhaging. A 70-year-old man stood between Mussolini and Libya. In an act of desperation, Mussolini sent his most ruthless general, General Graziani. Graziani knew nothing of mercy. He burned villages, poisoned wells, in an attempt to flush out the desert warrior. He did the unthinkable. 100,000 civilians, men, women, children, were forced into concentration camps along the coast. Tens of thousands fell victims to hunger, disease, and despair. The Egyptian border was fenced with razor wire. The desert fell silent, supply lines cut off. Yet he refused to surrender. "The arm of justice may be delayed," he said, "but it never forgets." In a dark turn of events, in September of 1931, his horse was shot in a night ambush. He fell, wounded, and eventually captured. He was brought before a military tribunal in Benghazi. The court offered him freedom if he only ordered his men to surrender. He looked the judge in the eyes and declared, "I will not surrender. I will not cease fighting the invader." The judge stared back in silence. The sentence was he was to be hanged. On the morning of September 16th, 1931, they led him, shackled, limping, but not broken. Before 20,000 Libyan prisoners in the Soluk concentration camp, he stood. Italian officers hoped his demise would crush their spirit. But when the hangman placed his noose, he looked to the crowd and recited quietly, "We belong to God, and to him we shall return." The trap doors opened, and it all ended. For the Italians, it was the end of a rebel. For the Libyans, it was the birth of a legend. Today, he stands not just as the hero of Libya, but as the symbol of resistance across the world. He fought without armies, without promises of victory. A man who only sought peace, but was forced to take up arms. The lion of the desert. His name was Omar Mukhtar.